Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Muskox live stream, our live demo of our bi-directional snowblower. My name is John. I'll be taking care of you here at the controls today. Right now, we are going to throw it over to Adam, who is standing outside in 12-degree weather. It feels like -1 out there. Anyway, folks, we are so excited for you to be with us today. Adam, you are on. Take it away, sir.
Outstanding. Thanks, John. Welcome, everybody, and Merry Christmas. This will be our last video for 2021. We're excited you're here. My job really today is just to answer you guys' questions and just get this machine running so you guys get an opportunity to see it live and see it in action. We're going to cover a few of our really neat features and the reason why you guys are watching, how we back drag, use rubber cutting edges, use plastic not to touch onto hard surfaces, make sure the machine doesn't plug as much. A lot of things that you guys have seen in videos. But what we want to do is a demo of the machine so I can feel like I'm with you guys today. You guys are seeing it in action. My name's Adam. You guys are also going to get a chance to meet Ron throughout this as we're going to hop into the cab. And so you guys can get the perspective from the drivers. So if we want to flip over to Ron's camera quick, let Ron introduce himself.
Hang on there, folks. I'm going to go ahead and get Ron's camera up.
So we are at a live show right now, so we're going to have a few of these things happen. And I think Ron forgot to put his mic down, so now it should be in action. Ron, do we have you?
Breaker, can everybody hear me? Hi, yeah, I'm Ron, and I'm going to give you a little some demos here of our snowblower, and if you have any questions, give us a call. Thank you.
Sounds great. All right, the first thing we want to talk about is just getting this machine in action and getting right up to a garage door and doing our back drag and blow feature. Part of what I'm going to do today is talk about why we did what we did, and then you guys can see it. So my background has been as a real estate investor with rental property. One of the biggest challenges we had was when we were blowing snow, we could only get so close to a garage door, and we had to do a lot of shoveling in front of those garage doors. And on certain days, certain conditions, we were getting 4 or 5 feet away from the door, have to stop, get out and shovel all that. That's really labor inefficient. It also causes a lot of safety concerns. You're getting in and out of the machine all the time. You're shoveling. It's hard on your elbow, hard on your back. A lot goes into that. Everybody here watching live knows just what I'm talking about. So I'm going to let the machine do some talking, and we're going to go ahead and run the machine one time, watch it from this camera so you can see it. We've gone in and hauled in a bunch of snow here, so we got pretty thick snow. We probably have a foot of snow in some spots. Looks like we have about 18 inches in another spot. So we're going to watch the machine go in action, back drag, pull back so you guys can see it. Then we'll also watch it from inside the cab. So Ron, if you want to take off and put us in action. No. Garage door and back dragging right now. We're pulling the snow back with us. The areas Ron just went through was about 18 inches of snow to give an idea. Now Ron's stopping at the end, blowing more of the snow out. And as you see, we do pull a little bit of snow back with us. I'm going to have Ron go one more time so you guys get a chance to see that. But as you guys can see, we were able to get close to the garage door. Peter, with your camera, I'll have you guys get a little bit close here. This gives you an idea of how thick the snow is that we're going through right now. And we've hauled it in. So it's compacted snow. And as you can see, the machine ate through it really easily. As you guys can imagine, quite often when we're doing snow like this, we're stopping somewhere in the vicinity of this line right here and needing to shovel to go out in front. And I'm not going to grab a shovel and show my back getting sore digging all of this out, but you guys get the idea of what makes the Muskox unique, getting close up to the door. So now what we're going to do, we've seen it from the outside, we're going to switch over to Ron's camera, almost a virtual reality type of experience, and you'll see what the operator sees while they're operating the machine. And Ron, if you want to talk through when you're going up, just what you're watching for, what you're paying attention to as you're coming up to a garage door to get rid of our snow.
Okay, well, if I'm in a low driveway, I can come up, keep the blower in the lower position. You can see I got good visibility over the top of our blower. We have a lowered chute. Now I wouldn't lift this up so I can see the garage door in front of me. I would lift it up so I get real close. Now you can watch my cut edge. As I get closer, I'm rotating the chute back slightly. I lift up. Now I can see the cut edge. I rotate, make contact with the surface. Back right, and it blows as you go to the surface. And I don't know if you can see it, but I only have my cut edge up off the substrate about 3 inches. And then if you want, you can stop just momentarily. It cleans out. You can see the snow gets cleaned up. If you're in a rush, you can just back drag, leaving grip, go crossways and clean it all up. So many different ways to do it, but as you run it, you'll get used to it.
Perfect, Ron. And now what I'm going to have to do, Ron, is we have a little strip here that he's left. And what I want to do with that is Ron's going to go up one more time in that back drag position. And Ron, if you want to pull ahead, and I want to show everybody the ideal spot we should be in when we get into the back drag position. A lot of you guys that get a hold of us wonder how exactly that works, and we're going to show that up close. So Ron, if you want to go ahead, move all the way forward, get into the back drag position, and back drag about 3 feet and stop. And stop. All right, first I'm going to show this area right here. We're on stamped concrete right now, and what we love about our machine is we use a rubber cutting edge, so we're not scratching that surface. Super common question. Hey, we got these HOAs, we got brand new poured concrete, new stamped concrete. We cannot scratch that surface. As you can see, we get right down to the surface with our rubber cutting edge, and we've really eliminated the snow, which allows when sun does come out, that it's going to be able to melt off, and your driveway is going to look more like July than it does in January. But now, Peter, I'm going to have you step back, go around our pole we have here. You can go back a little bit. Now I'm going to key in. I want you guys to see this is the angle you want to be in when you're in your back drag and blow position. It's very easy to think when you first operate the machine that you're running a bucket. You got to get really aggressive and vertically up and down with the machine. You don't need to do that. With how we've designed this, this is the ideal position to back drag and blow. For you guys out there that have machines like Bobcat Toolcats or have Kubotas, machines with one arm in it, when you rotate that machine, you're naturally going to land in this position. So it works great with those machines, and of course works great with the skid steer with the versatility of that. So this is the position you want to be in when you get into the back drag and blow position, and allows us, Peter, I'm going to have you come up here a little bit closer with me. And as you guys can see, it allows us to get right on that ground with that rubber cutting edge. For some of you guys that have watched our videos for a long time, when we first came out and had prototypes on YouTube, we didn't have any type of UHMW in here, which allowed maybe a little snow to come out the side, but it also had steel touching the concrete surface. We now use UHMW in here on purpose, that so steel isn't touching that concrete. So Ron, if you want to take the machine and just back drag slow, Peter, if you want to keep at your angle, kind of watch the machine, and you guys will see what that looks like. Perfect. I just want to welcome everybody on. If you had hopped on a few minutes late, perfectly fine. First of all, Merry Christmas from Muskox Snowblowers. We're shooting in Northwest Minnesota today, and we're just covering a few of the features of the Muskox Snowblowers. As you can tell, we're completely live, so when I trip over my words, that's the reason why. But why we're here today is to talk about why we added the features we did, and then actually show them in action. It's awesome when you make commercials, right? And everything looks great and the commercial goes right. What we're trying to create is that real life experience of what it's like to operate a Muskox snowblower. So you're going to hear me talk, but more importantly, you're going to see the machine run. You're also going to get inside the cab a few different times so you can see it from the operator's perspective. So please ask any kind of questions you guys have. This is set up to be a demo for you guys to see the machine in action and also to learn the best practices with it. And I have a few features I want to be able to cover. We did our back drag and blow. We will do that again a little bit later for everybody that just joined. But for you that have been on with us since we came live here at 11 o'clock, I want to move on to the next point, which is our rubber cutting edge. So Peter, I'm going to have you come in with us. And what we have on the top of our machine is a water jetted rubber cutting edge that's about 1.5 inches thick. The reason why we use that rubber on top is so that when you get into our back drag and blow position, we're not scratching hard surfaces. There's a few of you out there that are going to want to switch out this rubber and go to steel if you're living on a ranch or an area where you're not going over any type of concrete or hard surfaces. Steel's an option, but for 99% of you, this rubber's the ticket. So how that works is when you get in our back drag and blow position, we ride right on this rubber edge. This machine that you're watching, we've blown snow for about 40 hours with it already this winter, and that's how much has worn. So you guys that are wondering, hey, am I gonna have to get new rubber cutting edges from those guys all the time? The answer is no. And this is about 40 hours in. What's neat is once we feel like we've wore this rubber cutting edge enough on this corner, we can rotate it. Use this corner, later on, use this third corner, and finally arrive on that fourth corner. So you get a lot of life out of that. But what that allows us to do is to, again, not scratch the surfaces. Peter, you can show down, we're on stamped concrete right now. So we're not scratching that surface at all, which is just a fantastic win for us, being able to back drag and do that. And what's also neat is today we're standing, I can't remember what John said, it's somewhere around probably 11, 12 degrees. But also when you get that wet, heavy snow, right? And it's leaving a lot of moisture on the ground. What's nice with that rubber squeegee, you back drag and it works like a squeegee does in a shop. We're getting rid of all that moisture. So that is why we have the rubber cutting edge. So I just wanted everybody to get a chance to see that up close. Now I want to talk a little bit about our side fins. So Peter, if you want to back up just slightly, I'm going to get down here with you. Get down on knee. It gets harder as you get older to bend over. But with our side fins, on our initial videos that you guys saw when we came out with our prototype and welcomed the world to it on YouTube, we did not have these side fins. We did not have these side fins. We ended up adding these side fins because we realized we wanted to drive our machines faster when we were in the forward position. By adding these side fins, we've increased the road speed of the machine, holding the snow inside the machine to help prevent any type of what we called windrowing with snow coming out of the side of the machine. So the design worked really, really well. We updated the side fins with our 2278 model to include UHMW plastic that sits on the bottom. It's almost like a skate or a guard on a hockey skate. We have that on there again so that steel is not touching the hard surface, causing any types of scratches. So that's why we ride on that UHMW plastic right there, just like we ride on here. So that is our side fin. They do have a pivot on them. As you guys can tell, they're not in a stationary position. The reason is so that if you came into an impediment, hit it hard, hit a curb, the idea is that it's going to come up in the air, not busting. So again, you hit an impediment. We've had that question a few different times. I hit into something. The idea with this being on a pivot is it'll come up in the air so it won't snap off.
Adam?
As you guys can see, hold on one second,
no problem,
John.
man.
As you guys can see, when we're in our back drag position, we also create a straight edge here to hold everything in. All right, John, go ahead. Hopefully you got a question for me or a good question.
I have a pretty good question. I think it's going to make you fairly happy. We got someone wondering if there are any Muskoxes currently available. And I want to let you know that we've been at this for about 15 minutes here. So 15 minutes, already got someone asking if they're available. That's not bad. That's pretty good, Adam.
Yeah, sounds fantastic. Great question, John. Before I get in a few other features on it, yes, we have available units. We're getting very limited. We've had a successful fall and early winter season, so we're getting down there. We have about 15 of them roughly left in inventory. And for you guys looking at ordering them, we ship on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm actually going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole with that. That's going to be some questions people are going to ask. If you're interested in getting a machine, and I'm going to cut forward to this, we have 4 different motor sizes. The reason we do that is we have a different motor size depending on the skid steer you run. So a super common question we have is going to be, if I have a low flow, standard flow, or high flow machine, will the Muskox work? And it does. We have 4 different motor sizes. So we talk to you guys, the operator, find out the skid steer you have, and then we take and put the right motor that fits your skid steer. If in the future you sold that skid steer and needed to go to a larger motor or a smaller motor, it takes about 30 minutes to switch those motors out. We have a video that allows you guys to do that. So real common question for you that are wondering if we have any available. We do custom fit the motors to what you guys have. For anybody that's just joining, I really want to thank you for taking the time to hop on with us today, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. We appreciate it. This demo is set up for me to try to not talk so much, just let the machine be in action. We're in Northwest Minnesota today. It's about 10 degrees roughly here. We hauled in snow. You can see we have different spots. We'll have areas we have 12 inches of snow, areas we have 6 inches of snow, areas where we get back that 12 to 18 inches. So we'll show our back drag feature again and a few other things neat about our machine. Ron, I'm going to have you lift up the machine. I had talked about that side fin that we have. I'd like to get the machine up in the air and look at that a little bit closer. Peter. So as we can see, this is our side fin I was just talking about. I just want to show that up close. It pivots. So our side fin pivots. So at any time it can rotate up. If you hit any type of an impediment, that side fin is going to rotate up. The reason why it's there is so that when we're operating, we're holding more snow inside the blower so we can increase our road speed when we're in our traditional snow blowing position. Peter, I'm going to have you come around with the camera in here and get on the inside of the machine. We'll go to the other side and you guys can see what that looks like in relation to the auger. That is how our side fin works. So I think for anybody that's just starting to join us, Ron, I'm going to have you back up with the machine one more time. Peter and I'll get out of your way, and I'm going to have you do our back drag and blow feature one more time. So anybody that's just joining us, thanks again for hopping on. Merry Christmas. For you that have been following us since 11 o'clock, I'll have some other features you're going to get to see, but I want to show that back drag and blow feature one more time. Again, the goal is to get closer to the garage door to reduce shoveling. Ron's going to take it away.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Say, I got a quick question, Adam. Are we live on the interweb right now?
We are. I hope.
We are live on the interwebs, Ron.
I'm just thinking, can we do an auction after this? I'd like to, I bought a snow shovel for my wife for Christmas. And since all you're showing here, I'm thinking I'm probably going to sell that, maybe get her some, like, check for pajamas or something. Think we can do that?
If we have enough time. We got to cut it at 30. Oh, well, that's a good idea.
All right.
Yeah, Ron, we're about 20 minutes in here, so we got plenty of content for them already.
So hurry up. Okay. Yeah, here I'm going forward. The snow is a little compacted, which is kind of abnormal or normal. You can see I can rotate the chute, obviously, spin the cab. Now I keep the blower in the down position until I get close to whatever you're going to do, wall or doorway. And now you can see I can see the cut edge yet. Now I'm going to rotate it. Be nice not to run into the door. I'm used to the rig, I won't. And you can see now I'm back dragging. I'm clean right up to the door. I'll stop just briefly if you'd like. It cleans up most of the snow that you back drug. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, do that one more time. Come up with this little strip that we've left. Get close to that door.
Here, I'm not even running the blower, but if you wanted to squeegee off, your concrete or clean up, you can see that I do that. And you can see the little bit of snow that I cleaned up there.
Perfect. Peter. Excellent. So we're going to watch from John's camera, and I want you guys looking. I'm standing next to this garage door. And thanks for everybody that's joined right now. When we started this video, we had about 18 inches of snow that was sitting in front of the door. And as you guys can see, we have basically eliminated all that snow up to the garage door. So rather than stopping in a position around here and needing to shovel that, being able to get rid of those shovels, we've eliminated that, gotten a lot closer to the garage door. So just an awesome feature. I'm going to get away from the back drag a little bit. Peter, I'm going to have you come with me, and Ron, I'm going to have you lift up the machine. And I want to talk about our glide plate. So the first thing we wanted, you can stop right there, Ron. The first thing that we wanted to do was, again, to reduce that shovel in front of the garage door. The second thing that we experienced with our other snow blowers is that we would preset our cutting edge. So we'd be in the shop, we'd get done with the snowstorm event, and then we'd go in and we'd preset our steel cutting edge. And we would either set them really aggressive, so we could get right down to the hard surface and get rid of all the snow, or we would not set it as aggressive so that we weren't scratching the hard surfaces. Neither one of those situations was ideal, right? If we were too aggressive, we'd accidentally end up in somebody's yard, rip up their grass. If we were going down an alleyway, we'd be picking up rocks and shooting them all over the place. Or we'd hit a piece of buckled concrete and almost end up through the windshield. Not a fun experience. And that alternative was to lift it a little bit off the ground. But as we all experienced, we'd end up leaving a little bit of snow on the ground. And now that turned into ice. We weren't happy. Customers weren't happy. We had to go back and de-ice and salt. It just wasn't a good experience. So with the Muskox, we redesigned that, and we actually ride in a position where we ride a glide plate. So this glide plate is about 550 square inches and runs all the way along the backside of the machine. It's steel, and you can see we have two pieces of white plastic that we put on the bottom. It's UHMW that ride on to prevent the scratching of the hard surface. What's neat about this is we ride in this position naturally. So if we hit buckled concrete, not going through the windshield. If we're going over an alleyway, we're not picking up all the rocks because we're not digging into the ground. And also, really importantly, we accidentally end up in the yard. We're not tearing up any grass. You guys have probably watched our videos, seen we go over yards all the time, showing we're not ripping into that sod. So the natural position we ride in is right on this. We'll end up dropping the machine shortly, but I want you guys to see that up close. About 550 square inches that we ride on our glide plate. What's neat is that other part I talked about, Peter, I'll have you follow me again, is that we do have a steel cutting edge. So we have the opportunity to ride on that when we want. So if we want to break up any type of ice, we can rotate that. It's probably hard to see inside right now, but that cutting edge is purposely flipped upside down that allows us to do this. So we're not riding on that steel cutting edge unless we want to. So that's that in that position. You guys can see that up close. What's a nice side benefit to it is that we're not rounding off those cutting edges and wearing into them because we're riding on the bottom of the machine. So now Peter and I are going to step back. Ron, I'm going to have you drop the machine, and then we're going to look at the natural position it rides in, what that looks like, and then if we want to rotate it, ride on our steel cutting edge. So right here, you guys are watching it in its natural position. We're sitting on the glide plate. This is what looks right to us when we're in our forward pushing position, and we ride in this position a majority of the time. Ride on that glide plate. Now I'm going to have you, Peter, hop into the machine with me. Probably not the wisest thing to crawl under here, but I trust Ron. Here is our steel cutting edge. You can see we're not on the ground with that right now. So we can't scrape the surface. We can't pick up little rocks. We can't rip up grass. That's our natural position. Now when we back drag, we're getting right down to the concrete with our rubber, so that eliminates the need to ride on that edge. But there is times when we want to shear ice, guys, right? So we might have a driveway that hasn't been touched all winter long. we need to shear, we need to be able to break that up. So then we can rotate our bucket at any time and put ourselves in that position to succeed. So we're going to back up here quick. Peter, you'll come with me again. And then Ron, when Peter gets here, we're going to have you go ahead and now rotate and show how that works. Perfect. You can stop there. Peter and I'll try to sneak under there one more time with the camera. Now you guys can probably see with that camera, we are right onto that hard surface. That's going to allow us to be able to scrape any type of snow. So Ron, I'm going to have you back up, go into the driveway not too far, and then just come forward. Peter and I are going to walk alongside you and have you driving over. Now, this driveway Ron's going to be on is a gravel driveway. We're on concrete now. He's going to be on gravel shortly, and we'll show what that looks like walking beside him. Peter, you'll have to let me know how far out we can come. Okay, Ron, stop. Now we can see he's riding in that position. Peter's going to walk as Ron just moves forward. Ron, just go ahead about 20 feet. Watch that. So you guys can see that's the natural position that we would be riding in. Allowing us not to scratch those surfaces. Perfect. John, I'm going to hop over to your camera if you want to switch over to that quick.
Sounds good, Adam. I got you here, and we got 11:27 on the time, and it's looking very nicely. One question we had from some people. We've obviously got very cold snow right now here in northern Minnesota, but for those of our folks who are living a little south of us, where they've got that warmer, wetter snow, how does the muskox perform in those conditions, Adam?
So any snowblower, when it is 32, 35, 36 degrees, and you're getting big snowfalls that are going to come in, snowblowers will have challenges turning into pushers from time to time in those conditions. So when it is some of those snowfalls, the machine will push snow forward like a lot of other ones. What is neat about ours is when that's happening, you can always get into that back drag position, use that squeegee, and pull all that snow back with you. But in other conditions, once it gets down and it's normal, as long as that auger is eating in the snow, we can eat through some big, wet, heavy snow. You guys can watch some videos that we have on YouTube, 35, 36 degrees. And you also see some in big snow, Montana and Idaho, big snowfalls, wet, heavy conditions that we're operating through.
Thanks for answering that, Adam. I appreciate it.
Yeah, perfect. And wanted to cover today our back drag and blow feature, our rubber cutting edge, our side fin, our ability to rotate the bucket and shear ice. Then I think the next thing that we had on the list is we want to talk a little bit about our chute.
Yep, that's the last thing.
Perfect. So if we get on John's camera here and see it from that angle, you guys can see our chute is low, and it's lower by design. We all know what the typical chute is higher, and what that does is it makes visibility for the driver not maybe as high as it should be. So we lowered the chute that allows better visibility for the driver when they're seeing it. We also found by lowering that chute, we have less steel, less surface area. The snow needs to travel to go up the chute, so it reduces the amount of plug-in we have when we get into those wet, heavy conditions that John was just asking about. So I'm going to flip over the camera to Ron, and you guys can see what it looks like from the operator's perspective with that lowered chute.
And Ron, you are live with a microphone if you want to say hello to the fine folks who are watching us today.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm just rotating the chute. Obviously, from within the cab, you can run the flipper and run the rotate. And you'll see I can rotate way over to the side, have the flipper up. And if I'm in a rotated back blowing position, you can see that I'll blow right over my right shoulder and can kind of blow out into the opens. Yes.
So note, everybody, when you're watching, if we're still on Ron's camera, that it's nice and low and you can see over it easy. And then, John, I'm going to have you hop over to your camera quick. I'm now standing behind the machine. Really common question is that chute, what does it rotate? Does it rotate 180 degrees? The answer is it rotates closer to 280 degrees. So Ron, if you want to rotate that chute like you're trying to throw snow at me, you guys can see that chute